Good morning, everyone. It's Kristina from Kristina's Art Corner. Today is the June completed pages. I can't believe it's July already. So I figured I would go ahead and show you what I got completed for this month. So I'm going to start right in. First book is Magic Dreamland, and this is by Megs. This is a group buddy color we do on Instagram. And I will show everyone's pages with their permission. Just need to remember to put my page to the right so that I do that on edit. So I'll put it over here. So yeah, on this one, I used Goldfaber Dual Aqua Brush Markers, the Guangna Acrylic markers, and Ink Onyx pens throughout the striping here, and a white gel pen to outline the clouds, and some glitter gel pens. And I'll just bring it up a little closer so you can see all the glitter goodness. These pages are so much fun. We do it every 2 months, so it gives everyone a chance on their monthly pages to not be pressured to pump this one out every month. So it is kind of nice, but everyone's pictures turned out beautifully, so I can't wait to share all of them. And yeah, this is just such a fun book. Look at all these cute images. It's a difficult book to get a hold of. Not impossible, but definitely a challenge. But it has so many cute designs in it. So yeah, we definitely enjoy this book, and it's a great time, especially the day we're getting ready to share. And everyone's like, are you ready to go? Ready to go. Let's start sharing our pictures. So it's just a fun group. And I appreciate all of you that are in that group, and you know that. So, all right, on to the next one. Every month, Disney Meg and I do a page in Broken Circles. And this month, we did the unicorn page, and I'll put this over to the right again so I can put her picture here. And for this one, I used Jazz Per Dust metallic watercolors in neon, and that's the background colors here, and Timu and Ohuhu glitter pens, and Pentel Dual Metallics. And I'll show you all of that sparkly stuff. This is a super fun book if you're looking for a fun book. This is another previous one that we did. Another one that we did. So yeah, you have all of these broken circles, as the title suggests, and all these cute images in between. That was this month's. And then you get a color test sheet, and then you get all of the images with a black background. It's the same images. We've never done a black background one. This space one is cute. So I think when I show you my intended colorings for July, I'll show you which one that we're going to do for July. And thank you so much, Megan, for coloring with me. It's always a pleasure. We always have so much fun doing these because it's fun and whimsical, lighthearted, and so we definitely enjoy this book. So look forward to next month, Megan. Next book I am doing a buddy color with Inksmith, and this is the Briar coloring book. And this is a whip because neither one of us have completely finished our page. And so far I was using gold Faber, aqua brush markers, gold metallic pen, and I did this black satin acrylic background. And what I intend to do is a like smoky blue with cloud background inside the circle. So that's what I have left to do on there. And then there's little snow areas here. And this space here looks like I need to put acrylic. It's funny how when you finish and you're like, oh good, that's finished. And then you go to show it and you're like, oh, it looks like I missed a spot. But I used this acrylic, the black satin by Apple Barrel. So yeah, we're working on this one. So when we're finished, I will go ahead and show both our pages. Inksmith, you take your time, no rush. Next one up is our group buddy color in Chris Riniak's Scribbles. And it's through the hashtag Frogs and Friends color along, and that's through Disney Megs Coloring and Amanda Colors. I used gold Faber aqua markers. You're seeing a theme here. I was into the markers. Ohuhu alcohol markers, a Kuretake Zig pen, Ohuhu glitter markers, and this is on tan-toned paper. And I'll just bring you in for a closer look. Look at my sparkly bee. This time I didn't do glossy accents on the eyes because I didn't think that I necessarily needed to, because I usually do. But, and look at the little froggy. He's got some sparkles too. And some glitter on the shovel. And some metallic on the lily pad. And I love how his eyes turned out. So yeah, these are always great fun. Every month. So I think next month we have one, and I'll show that in my what I'm going to color in July. Next one is from Tomislav Tomic in Dromenvanger. And this was a double page spread. And that is this one here. And for this I used a pan pastel background, and then I used fixative spray. Then I also went in with some June 6 inks on the clouds. As you can see, they are pastel colored. And down here on the bottom and over here. And I also used sparkling magical watercolors and polychromos, Prismacolors, and a gold uniball. And now I'll just bring you in on each page so you can see all the glitters. We have gold and bronze up here. And then, excuse me, allergies are bad. The Canadian smoke is hurting us over here. I have some dotted metallic watercolors in here. And then there is the shiny castle. See if I can get that in real well. Loved doing this double page spread. It took a long time, but it was so much fun. We have sparkles over here. And this part was acrylic, the Guangna acrylic, and the gold uniball on the ladder. You can see the gold there. And then a white gel pen to outline all of the clouds. And then I have a glitter bird sending the mail over. A nice little note from the princess to the prince. So yeah, this was lots of fun. And it didn't really convey on Instagram, which tends to be the case unless you do a video for things with sparkles, as you know. So I'm glad I get to show you with some lighting that may show you that. I never know until I edit the video if I got it all in. But yeah, usually when I tilt the page like this, you can see. So yeah, this was super fun. Double page spread. Was very happy when it was finished. Happy with the result. It's nice and fun and bright and happy, and I loved doing it. So that is in Tomislav Tomic's Drummenwanger. Next one is by Karla Magana, the Aesthetica Synthetica. And I thought I would try my hand at a page in here. So for this one, guess what? I used the Gold Faber Dual Aqua Brush markers, the Guangna acrylic markers, and that was basically it. I didn't throw any glitter at this page. I do have a hair on her face. I just mixed in some colors and just had fun with it and really enjoyed it. I have started my own Instagram tag called tropagoth 2023, and that is for her book Tropagoth by Karla Magana. So I did post in my community tab on YouTube and on my Instagram, Kristina's Art Corner, there too. If you would like to join, I picked a page for July, but from August on, I will put polls up so that we can all decide what page we want to do next. And I'll explain more about that in what I'm going to color in July, but just figured I would let you know that that is out there. So these are just so much fun. You could throw so much color at them. Don't have to have any rules about anything. They're not even meant to look realistic. I mean, you can if you want, but with all the exaggerated eyelashes and funky hair and clothing and stuff, it just makes it, you know, so much fun to be able to throw whatever media you have at it. And it is thinner paper, but you've got one-sided images. And see, there's so much fun. I mean, you can't take any of them too seriously. So you could just be fun with it. And there's, you know, so many types of women here, so many things that you could do, so many different skin types. So much fun. I have several books. I may get her whole collection because I'm really digging her illustrations. So I hope you'll come join on Tropagoth, and that would be super fun. Her book just came out June 12th, the new one. And then moving on to Vitro, so I'll have to explain this one a little bit. This one, I was in the process of doing around the time that I took my Labrador to the vet, and we wound up having to put him down, not knowing when we went there that that was going to be the case. And this was the page that I was working on, and I didn't finish. I didn't come back to it. I did want to. I still have a layer here that I wanted to finish, But the one thing that I will say about this book versus the other Hatchet Heroes, and I don't know if it's just a problem that I was having or if anybody else does have that problem, I used the same acrylic guangna and Ohuhu acrylic markers that I normally do for my color by numbers, but it didn't cover the numbers, as you can see, and it's splotchy. And so I wasn't digging that, and plus using the acrylic colored up the black lines so you can't really see the stained glass. So I was intending to go back in and put black lines back in between, but during that time, after losing London, our dear dog, it was just tough. It was the page that I was working on, and maybe subconsciously that's why I didn't want to go back to it. I will to finish a page because I wouldn't want to just leave it that way, but I think in the future what I might do is either I need a different set of acrylic markers, and it could be some of mine are wearing down, quite possibly this blue, because it was starting to get very splotchy, and I like them to look as even as possible. So I'll either do that or colored pencil. Then I'm not sure, without smushing the color and burnishing, if I would get rid of the letters. I mean, it's no big deal if you leave the letters, but I don't know. I'm probably OCD that way. If I'm honest, I like for you not to see the numbers. But I do love this book, and I'll show you what she was supposed to look like. Let's see, what page was this? 53. Let's go to 53. See, it was supposed to look like this. And mine does not have those black lines. And of course they don't show the numbers on these, but anyway, it was super cute. I love me some Tinkerbell, and I do love this book, but I think I'm gonna have to strategize as far as what I do next with it. So there's the story on that one, but I do love the book. This is Mystic Animals by Stratton Peterson, and for this one I did the gecko page, and here sometimes when I have to take pictures for Instagram, when I have curled pages at all, I just take a little washi tape and put it on the back of the page. There we go. Okay, for this one, guess what? I use Gold Faber Aqua Dual brush markers. They're just so great for basing. They are a more expensive dual brush marker, but I just love them for basing. So I also used the Uniball gold pen and white gel pen, and I didn't put any kind of colored pencil on here, so you can see I've got the gold running through the center of the leaves. I've got some gold on the butterflies, and Mr. Gecko is looking sharp with his spots. I did look at some gecko pages on the internet to kind of see what colors. And then down here are the crystals. I think I did a better job on those than I usually do. There's the little grasshopper. And then it already had a black background, and I just added some white dots and some gold Uniball dots. So super fun page. Enjoyed doing this one. Love the leaves and the gecko. I do love all of it. I think I probably could have done a better job on the butterflies. I see some slight splotchiness, but overall I think it turned out cute. And then there's some gold Uniball on these small leaves here as well. You can see that. So yeah, that is the gecko from Mystic Animals, and I think that's the first one. I probably forgot to tag quite a few of these on Color Your Hoard. I have this one slated to do, but I don't know if I am going to do that for July. But yeah, it's a beautiful book. If you do not have it, it's well worth it. It has decent paper in it. So here is the back after using the watercolor markers, so it didn't go into the octopus, but I do have some ghosting on this page. But yeah, I love this book, Mystic Animals. All right, going to go into a Kirby page. And I have 2 sets of double page spreads on this one. So let me go to this first double page spread. And for this one, I used pan pastels in the background with a fixative spray. I used Gold Faber Aqua Dual markers on the space station and the alien. I used Prismacolors and Polychromos blended together. The Gold Uniball, which is making its star appearance in several of my pages this month. A Sakura white gel pen that is over here. And the Guangna acrylic markers also made it into here. So let me tilt the page to see if you can see all of the metallics, and then I'll give you a closer look-see and tilt the page so you can see. All the lights are kind of lightening the background. The background is much darker than it is showing, but when I put it further away you could see the difference. But yeah, this was lots of fun. I enjoyed doing this double page spread so much. There was a phase after my dog passed that I was feverishly coloring, and some of these double page spreads were part of that. So I guess this month I did 3 double page spreads, because when I looked at the books I was like, gosh, I didn't do too many. But I had my computer problems this month where spark and smoke came out the back of my computer. I think I had told some of you that, and so I had to send it. Well, I took it to Geek Squad first, and they were like, yeah, it's dead, so send it to Dell. I sent it to Dell just in time for my warranty, which was expiring early July, and this was in June, of course. So I sent it to Dell, and I think I wound up getting it back the 27th of June. So a couple of my videos wound up being from my phone, which they didn't turn out too bad, but I was just so gutted because, you know, all the like descriptions and Canva and all those sorts of things, they were on there. So all of my quick, easy things that I do when I upload videos were not there. But I did get my computer returned and had to reinstall a bunch of software and kind of get it close to where it was before, but a lot of files were lost because there was no way to back it up. So yes, that was painful too. So there were definitely some things this month that prevented me from coloring more, but also I wanted to mention there's a saying on my logo that art imitates life. And although I like, for sure, some of the pages that I did this month, I do love this double page spread for sure. But I could tell by my coloring that I was not in the greatest headspace, because I would go over and over things. I would miss things, as you just saw in one of my other pages. I missed that black spot, that satin acrylic. My head was in it, but it wasn't, you know. And I think the passing with any animal or loved one, you know, these kinds of things can happen and you're not even really recognizing at the time, you know. but I do love this double page spread. I'm super proud of it. It was way out of my comfort zone color wise. All of the gold detailing was so much fun on this one too. That was that page, but it is, and I'm gonna bring that back too because I have another double page spread, but I'll talk about another book first before I do that. So yeah, it's been a tough month. I just don't want to be a downer on my video for sure because I'm always an uplifting kind of gal. But there were and not to make any excuses for any of my pages, that wasn't the purpose of saying it, but just, you know, one of those months where you just recognize that coloring is a savior, but it is also difficult sometimes to convey what you want in your pictures when you're feeling sad or disappointed, crushed. It tends to want to come out in your pages. I guess that's all I'm really saying there, for what it's worth. And so this is Fantastic Structures by Steve McDonald. This is the first page that I've done in this book, and I gave it a gloomy sky. And that was purposeful. That was the mood. But this is the Old Town Edinburgh homes in Edinburgh, Scotland. And I used the Goldfaber Aqua dual brush markers, surprise, surprise, black glaze pen, the Renaissance metallic watercolors from Etsy, and also the sparkling magical watercolors from Etsy, and a white Sakura gel pen. And I just love how these metallic trees turned out and the sky being super moody. Depending on how you turn it, you see a different look. And the tops of the houses are done in a copper, and then the glaze pens are on top of the buildings and to outline the piping. And I looked at pictures of this particular castle, and so I emulated a little bit how it actually looks, and then I did my fun metallics. And I did see one with a gray day and I was like, I'm feeling kind of gloomy, maybe I'll do it, but I'll make it look sparkly. That was my justification. So all of their window casings are white, so that was intentional, not uncolored. And yeah, so this was just so much fun. I love these big pages. So much fun. They do take, you know, some time, but I'll tell you, being able to use those Goldfaber Aqua markers in some of these books is a lifesaver because you get a great base. But I had hauled this book not too long ago, and you see there's no transfer on the back page, so that is perfect too. So yeah, I love buildings, I love architecture. I've mentioned it before. When I was younger, I did want to be an architect. And I used to, for fun, draw on grid paper houses, outside houses, and interiors. Super, super fun book. If you don't have it and you like buildings and big square books, this would be your one. Fantastic Structures by Steve McDonald. And now I'll go back to Kirby and Alien Worlds and show you. I can get rid of this post-it note now, and I'll show you this one. So for this one, I used only the new Inktense colors. Let's just put them back so you could see the colors that I was using here. Let me make sure I've got all of them. Yeah, I think so. These were the grays. Here was the purple. These two were the purple, and then this was the green. Okay, so I used only these colors, which limited me, but I was happy to see what could come of it. They are great additional colors. I'll link my video if you care to see it. There's 2 parts to me starting and finishing this double page spread. I did the background in the ink tints, sorry. I wound up using a cutting board and scratching the ink tints on there and wetting it with a brush to do the background. And then for the rest of it, I just went directly in pencil. And you can see all of the metallics. It's not something I could convey on Instagram too. It's just so hard to take pictures of these kinds of pages. And I noticed when I posted the picture on Instagram, like it a little bit looked like intestines when it's like this. Oh geez. So it didn't really show. Actually, this is a color shifting paint, so that's why it is a like pink, but it also shows blue. And the Northern Lights were done with Ohuhu glitter markers. And then the planet, I went over that with watercolors. I based it in ink tints. And then here I used that satin acrylic and then used a glitter on top of it. And of course, I wound up splashing some white dots on there. And then there's the ship. And that is full of glittery goodness as well. So yeah, this was a super fun page to do. It did take me a really long time to do it. I did narrow, I think my video, the first video was like 1 hour and 47 minutes with some time lapse, and then the second one I just did all time lapse to get through it. And generally those videos, even though they're requested, they don't do so well on YouTube. So it is a lot of work that's you know, put into those. And so then when you see, oh no, that video is 10 out of 10, which we're not here to score points on, you know, what is coming in first and what is coming in last, but I tend to see the trend, not just on my channel, but many colorist channels, that although color alongs are requested, maybe 10% of who our subscribers are actually will watch those. So I'm trying to find a balance always on what type of color along you like best, because I know some want a step-by-step and some want maybe just a time lapse without you talking and maybe showing what colors you're using or whatnot. But I thought since I was using the new Inktense colors, you would be able, you know, to see those more in slow-mo than me time-lapsing it. So I took my time doing that. And then when I went to go edit it and watch it for the first time myself, I was like, oh gosh, I took a really long time doing that. Lots of time chatting and putting the color down. I'm generally like a slower colorist. I'm mostly thoughtful about what I'm doing, and not always. Some of it is just wanting, you know, to have fun and slap some colors down that look good. But what goes into editing those kinds of videos, you definitely want people to see it if they've requested it, for sure. But when those videos don't do well, then they don't get pushed forward for you all to see. So I do keep asking, and I'll ask again, if you do want to see color alongs, what kind of content within that do you want to see? what are your maybe favorite other colorists are doing. Just give me some feedback and let me know, and I'll be, you know, happy to work that in so that you can actually see when I color my pages, because I would like to do more of that on my channel. June was tough to do it because of the losses that I experienced, but I would like to do more of them going forward. And I do tend to pick the big, detailed, you know, double page spreads. So that may be part of the issue. Maybe if I did maybe smaller images or just one-page images, that would work too. So just let me know in the comments. I love to get feedback from you all. But I do like how this page turned out. It's funky and fun. It's different. Being limited to just those colors was interesting. And not too bad, but I think the Northern Lights definitely convey themselves with the Ohuhu glitter markers, and it was fun overall. I just really enjoyed this double page spread. And the next one that I want to show you is a buddy color with Poet Spice and Kits and Caboodles, and I have Kits and Caboodles image. I don't have Poet Spice, so I'm going to reach out to them before I post this video. But we work in Mystical Cats in Secret Places. I got delayed on this page a little bit too because of my month, but I did finally get it finished. And here it is. So we have these two cats on a pirate ship, and I'll just bring you closer because that gold background is like taking up all the glory on the page. I truly and honestly didn't want to do a brown ship, but as I was doing it, I just couldn't figure out what other colors that I wanted to use, and that was part of what was taking me longer too. I love how the cats turned out. I'm okay with the ship. I love the metallic watercolors I used up in here and on the flag, and I used some on the eyes of the cats, and I had a different background, and then I covered it in gold. So you can actually see a little bit of the colors underneath if I tilt it the right way. And then the parrot has some sparkling gel pens and some XSG metallics, which is Timu markers. And the wheel has a bunch of metallics on it. If I can tilt you the right way so you can see those. But yeah, super fun page, and thank you so much to Kits and Caboodles and Poet Spice, and I will put theirs here so that you can see. And this is one of the things that I got frustrated with, because I actually, when I did the border, actually went out of the line the watercolor blood that was underneath the gold, which is why I went over it with gold. But yeah, I loved doing this page, but it wound up being a slight struggle for me. And I have no other theory than I just had a difficult time when I was sitting down sometimes to color this month. It's really a reason, not an excuse. But I do love how it turned out, and I like also the shimmer on the knife, and there's one over here, and the little sun images are full of glitter as well, and their little hat, and eye patch I love. So yeah, it's a super cute book, and see what I did to the page on the other side. So I hope they don't pick this page for next time. Oh, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Just, I don't know. I mean, even if I had a page behind there, it still would have done that right. So but lots of really cute images in here. It's super fun. If you love cats, you'll love this book. They do have a dog one too. From Creative Sticker Mosaics, Neon Animals. You have over 1,000 stickers. I had gotten 2 of these in a haul, and I gave one to my granddaughter, and I wound up doing the first page, and it was so much fun, so relaxing. Honestly, really felt like a kid. It was the thing that I needed because I had made so many like initial mistakes. I can always come back and, generally speaking, fix a page if I feel like I did something wrong on it or something didn't go my way with one of the mediums. But this was super, 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 super fun to do. The stickers are in the back, so I'll show you. Here's all of, so it gives you a picture of the frog, and then here are all the missing stickers. So all of those stickers were used, and it shows you A, B, C, D, E, and then you have your shapes, and you just match them to the image, and it has a nice background already. And I see some glitter found its way on the page, which wasn't part of it. But these are so much fun. I really suggest you get, I got them on Amazon, I'm pretty sure. I'll double check if that's not correct. I will correct myself in my description. But so much fun to do. It's kind of like a color by number, I suppose. When you just want to be able to do something and not have to think a ton about it. It's just a good exercise in being able to keep yourself busy and having fun while doing it. But they have all these different images here. You have horse. I might actually go back and buy the book that I gave my granddaughter for me, because this was so much fun. So much fun. I'd like to do 1 or 2 of these a month. I think that would be great exercise in meditation type stuff. So let's see, do I have anything else for you? Oh, I think that's it. I think I covered all bases. There was one last whip that I didn't wind up finishing. I just couldn't pull it off. It was, so I did these 2 pages, and then I was going to start on this one. I was using the Starjoy pencils. I was using these particular colors to do the gold on this page. Like there's the gold earring. And I wanted the whole headpiece, and I started over here to look like that, all the jewelry. And then the hair I started doing with like rose colors and peaches and beige, and then I did some green leafing on here. I do intend on finishing this page, I just didn't get to it. So I was trying to make a metallic look with these new Starjoy gold pencils that I just hauled. And so far, so good, first impressions. But yeah, I'll have to come back to this one and have to write on here that it's a whip, so I know. So yeah, that completes my June pages. I hope you found some things you liked in there, and hopefully July will be a better month. I know it was difficult for quite a few people. So cheers to July. I am going to be doing some Christmas in July and choosing some different books to color in, and just want to put some positive energy out in the air for everybody to have a great month. And I hope that you all have enjoyed your June coloring, and I look forward to seeing everybody's pages this month. It's one of my favorite things to do, is look at everyone else's pages of the month. when I do my own. So you all take care. Sorry for any babbling and over chatting, but it's been quite the month. But I still always have fun coloring at the end of the day. I'm excited at the end of the month to have the pages to share with you. And I think July is going to be a really fun month. Like I said, I'm hosting a hashtag for the first time, so I hope you all will join, and in a couple of days I will post what I'm going to color for July, and I hope you'll join in there. If you want a buddy color, make sure to reach out to me either on Instagram, my email, which is in the description of my YouTube. You can reach out to me on YouTube, and I'll see what I can fit in for July with the plans that I have. So looking forward to what we have in store for us here in July. You all take care and happy coloring. Bye-bye now.